Today, we are gonna be deciding who is in the wrong on the Reddit forums. That's right. We're bringing back the yes, no. Actually, last time it was 1 and 2. But I love these little games where we can just make these little sites on why they're so fun to me. But if you didn't know, there's this whole forum thread on Reddit of people posting stories, wondering if in the situation that happened, if they're the ones who are to blame, like, are they in the fault, are they in the wrong, or is it actually not their fault and someone else's fault? So today we're gonna be the judges. We're gonna decide, is the author in the wrong, are they faulty, or are they innocent? Is it just a little mistake and it wasn't them, it was actually someone else? So Spencer has found these stories. I have not seen them. I am so curious because I have heard of stuff like this before. So do you want to just read the first one?
Sure. For leaving her because she was expecting that I would help her like a professional moving company. Okay, so here's the story.
Okay.
I, 22 and male, they always put that in on Reddit, have a truck. Having a truck as a college student means that you will help a lot of colleagues move stuff if they do not own a truck. I've helped around 5 colleagues so far, and usually it takes 3 hours or so, and they would pay for the gas or food or both for using my truck in exchange.
Wow.
One of the colleagues, 21 female, asked me if I can help her move her stuff. I said I would, assuming that she would be like the rest of her colleagues. I came to her apartment to help her move, and I found nothing of her stuff boxed in and dirty laundry everywhere. I was surprised and asked her why none of her stuff is prepared to move.
Yeah.
She said she was waiting for me. I was extremely annoyed but still tried to help her, so I tried to move furniture that really doesn't need boxing and to take it to the new apartment. When I came back, she told me to buy the boxes for her. I asked her for her card or money to buy boxing stuff, and she just said, "You said you were gonna help me move." I told her, "Yes, but I'm not paying for it, you have to." Also, I told her all the stuff she should have boxed. She keeps complaining that I'm not being a good friend. After that, I was done with her at that moment, and I helped her move stuff for free, and now she's asking to buy stuff for her. So I basically left without telling her. A few days later, I found out she basically had all her stuff removed and thrown out by the residential manager, and lost a lot of her stuff and lost all of her deposit. A lot of her friends DM me saying that I am a jerk, and saying that it is my fault that she lost $1,000. Am I in the wrong for leaving her because she was expecting that I would help her like a professional moving company?
Okay, ready to reveal? And then we'll explain our thought process after. So is this author in the wrong? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay, here's my thought process. Okay, so in the beginning I was like, if you're not a moving company, you're just a friend and you're helping someone out, I don't think you should expect them to pay you for using your truck and helping move. No, like that, like even though he said like he's been paid by friends in the past, like colleagues, for helping them move, like I think that's just a nice thing for them to do, but you should not expect them to do that. But to have her not be prepared when he arrived, that's such an inconvenience, and then expect him to pay for her boxes? Like, this is not him moving out. This is her responsibility.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's in the wrong.
Just
I don't think
because he has a truck doesn't mean that he's going to be... Because, like, I know there are companies that are like, oh, yeah, we'll just come in, we'll package everything for you, take it away in the truck. Like, you don't have to do a single thing. You just have to have us, like, show up. When you ask a friend with a truck to help you move, I've never had that be at the expectation where that's how it should be.
That's weird.
Like, anytime I've helped someone move, they've always had it boxed and ready to go. Like, they've done their part, they've packaged it up. I just help with like actually moving the stuff like into the truck and taking it over to the new place and unloading it and maybe unpacking it.
And that's just nice enough for him to even like offer to help in the first place.
Yeah!
Like, he didn't even have to do that to begin with.
There are some overly entitled people out there, that's for sure.
Okay, well, let's go to the second one.
You should not think that you're being a bad friend for, like, being annoyed that she wasn't prepared. Because she should have been.
Yep.
Okay.
Am I in the wrong for embarrassing an annoying student that sits beside me in front of the class? So I'm a sophomore in high school, and there's an annoying student that sits beside me in class. What he always does is ask me, what are we doing? Now, I typically don't mind when other students ask me. I get it. Sometimes we zone out and don't pay attention and have to ask for help. It happens to me too. What I don't do is ask 2 to 5 times at class. Oh, that is annoying. At the beginning of class, the teacher will be explaining something like, okay, so as you can see, there's a sheet on your desk. Answer part 1. We'll go over it in 4 minutes. Now, after maybe 30 seconds, Moham will always ask me, what are we doing? Like, bro, she literally just told us, did you even read the paper? It has directions on it as well. If this was a one-off thing or once in a week thing, it definitely wouldn't bother me, but he does this many times a class. I feel like this has happened to me before. I can kind of relate. So yesterday was pretty much just another day. We were in class. The teacher said the instructions. They were on the sheet. They were on the smartboard as well, I'm pretty sure. And of course, Moham asked me, what are we doing? So I told them, read the instructions, answer the questions. There were 2 questions asking for the directions of 2 words, fair and it. We have dictionaries on our desks, so we opened the dictionary and wrote down the definition. 3 minutes passed and the teacher's going over the question. So what is the 3rd definition of fair? That's right, blah, 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 blah. Then Moham asks me again while she's talking. Oh, that is so what is the definition of fair? I look at his paper. He has nothing written down for either question. I tell him she's literally going over it right now. He later proceeds to ask me again for the definition of it. Literally, what is wrong with your ears? I just turned my sheet over to him and let him copy. Oh, no. By the end of class, the teacher told us to read pages 11 through 17 and finish part 3 and 4, the rest of the worksheet for homework. Moham asks me, what are we doing? I tell him to read pages 11 through 17 for homework and complete the rest of the worksheet. I then tell him to pay more attention during class because it's really annoying being constantly asked what's going on. See, she communicated. He then starts arguing back with me and he's saying stuff like, it's hard to follow along. At this point, I was really annoyed and said in a sort of voice the class could hear rather easily, something along the lines of, oh my gosh, how did you get into honors English? You really can't listen to the thing the teacher says. Do you not have any shame asking me what's going on 10 times a day? She just said what's for homework. That's embarrassing. The classroom was rather silent and Moham looked at me with a look in his eyes. I just looked away and started putting my binder and pen away. The teacher broke the silence and repeated what to do for my homework before the bell rang. I talked about it to my friend at lunch today as a funny story, but he said that I was kind of being a jerk, calling him out in front of the entire class. He didn't show up today. So am I in the wrong? Oh! Oh! Okay. I did not see it taking that turn in the end. Okay, are you ready to answer?
I think so.
3.
This one really does have me split though.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. You don't think she's in the wrong? I think she is.
What's crazy is I spent way too long reading. So I found all of these stories and I spent way too long actually reading everybody's replies. What's crazy, this story kind of made me lose faith in Reddit a little bit because everybody that said yes, you're in the wrong got downvoted into oblivion. Like everybody on that Reddit forum is like, no, you're totally fine. But like, I think the fact that she like communicated first, like I say no because I understand that in the moment it's easy to just kind of like lose your temper a little bit and like do something like that. So I don't know if you can really like, but like at the same time, was that the right way of going about it? Not at all. But what's crazy is that everybody in the forum that said like, oh, well, like I can understand the annoyance, but she should not have done that. They were like, oh, she's not responsible for him. And I was like, all of these people are like so like, Reddit just has like a different breed of like people that think a certain way. It feels like everybody on Reddit is just like so like every man for himself or every person for themselves, and like you're like you just stay in your own lane and you don't worry about anybody else regardless of their situation. But I think a little more compassion in that situation, because even like the one argument a lot of the comments make is like, what if the kid had like a learning disability?
That's what I was just thinking.
But like, even in the case that he doesn't, you don't know what someone is going through in their personal life as well.
That's
not
true.
Just with learning disability. And I don't think that it is ever really right to publicly shame a person just
so why
because
did you say
what they're
no?
doing. Because like,
I'm so confused. You're like hitting all the points I want to say, but you said the opposite answer.
because
So okay, let me explain myself.
like, where she's coming from isn't in the wrong. What she did is in the wrong.
And that's what...
But I'm going at it as like where she's coming from on this, like her emotions behind it is not in the wrong.
She had valid emotions, but she did not use them well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I've been in this situation before, but she should have, I think she should have gone up to the teacher after class, explained the situation, because that's, impeding on her learning.
That's what a lot of the people
And then the teacher can just move them.
Yeah.
That's way better than embarrassing him in front of everyone. That is...
Yeah.
You don't know how that impacts him.
Mm-hmm.
He might not have, tough skin. That might be...
Yeah.
So I think she could have gone about it in a way better way, even though I understand her frustration.
Yeah. See, that's an argument a lot of people made, and then all the people that said no in the forums came after those people attacking them, being like, well, it's not her responsibility to do that. And I'm like,
it's one question.
That's basic human decency, isn't it?
That's how I feel. It's not that big. It's not that much off your way to go tell the teacher.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
I know it's not your job to keep them in line, but
the teacher,
that doesn't mean that you should just be negligent of any thing that could be happening.
Whose responsibility is it though? Because the teacher's over I don't know how many students are in the class, but I assume at least 20 minimum. That's a lot of people to keep in control at one time. They can't always be catering to just one situation. So if something's happened to you, you need to say something. You can't just expect someone else to do it for you. That's self-advocacy.
Yeah. This one shouldn't be hard like the last one is. I picked it because
that's a crazy story.
It is pretty crazy. Because the funny thing about this forum is you get the people that are obviously, you have some that are actually debate. You have some that are obviously not in the wrong, but the other person guilt tripped them into feeling bad. So now they go to Reddit for validation. And then you have people that are obviously in the wrong, and they post about it on Reddit, and you can just tell that most of the time they are just clueless. They're just why am I wrong? And you're are you serious?
Do you think they're making it up, or do you think it's real?
I hope so, but at the same time,
you also hope it's not
probably real. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I find myself in a bit of a situation, and I need your input to know if I'm the jerk, if I'm in the wrong in this scenario. So let me provide some context first. My friend and I have known each other for years, and we're really close. We often engage in playful pranks and sometimes help each other out in unique ways. One thing I've developed a skill for over time is waxing.
Waxing? Okay.
I've waxed a few friends before, and it has always been a fun experience for both parties involved.
That's painful, okay?
Recently, my friend mentioned how he wanted to get rid of some body hair, jokingly complaining about how it was getting out of control. He didn't think I'd take it seriously, but I thought it would be a fun opportunity to surprise him and help him out simultaneously. A few days ago, when he was at my place, I decided to go all out and wax his entire body. He laughed throughout the process, and it seemed like he was enjoying the experience at first, but I was so giddy by the time we finished his back that I playfully waxed his eyebrows off.
What?
He didn't explicitly tell me to stop or anything, and we were just having so much fun. But afterward, he's been pretty upset and distant. A few days later, I asked him about it, and he's saying he feels uncomfortable and that I crossed a boundary.
Obviously.
Now here's where I'm confused, is what they follow it up with. Which is so funny because it's so clueless. Now here's where I'm confused. In the past, I've waxed some of my other friends and it was all in good fun. They loved it and even asked for repeat sessions. I honestly didn't expect this reaction from my current friend, considering our history of playful camaraderie. But I can see now that I might have overstepped this time. I didn't think he'd react negatively, and I feel terrible for making him uncomfortable. However, I want to emphasize that my intentions were never malicious. I genuinely thought we were just having some lighthearted fun. So am I in the wrong for waxing my friend completely, including his eyebrows, without his explicit consent, though I thought we were just playing around? I'm open to your judgments and willing to make amends if needed.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Eyebrow for real.
There's a difference. Have you seen those memes where it's like, bro, it's just a prank, and then it has like a little video of like the prank, and it's like somebody getting like pranked terribly. This is that. They're just like, oh, it was just some fun, but waxing off your literal eyebrows when they didn't want that?
This is what.
That's like a whole different level.
Okay, even though he explicitly didn't say he didn't want his eyebrows waxed, don't you put yourself in that other person's situation? Like, would you want your eyebrows waxed? If you're gonna do that to someone else, would you be okay if they did that to you?
There is no
Put yourself in the other person's shoes.
There is no world in which like not giving explicit like something is a form of like, oh, well, he didn't say he didn't want it to happen, so obviously he was okay with it.
No.
That's a terrible way to live your life.
And
like, don't go off of that.
Well, and did she, like, so she said she's done this with other friends before and they keep coming back. Like, did she wax their eyebrows before?
What I am like wilding over is, in what world is waxing enjoyable for both parties? In what world is that enjoyable for the people getting waxed?
I don't know.
I know like people do it to like maintain, like I feel like with this author, some things just like, I think she's got some little bit of like misinterpretation of like social things happening on in her head. I know people like purposefully get waxed to like feel good, look good, whatever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they enjoy it. Waxing hurts.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, hey girly friend, I'm in here to get waxed. Oh, ow, that hurt. I'm having so much fun. No. Have you seen videos? They're like, psh, and they're like, they're like trying not to scream.
Oh, it's so true.
I thought that story was hilarious because it's like, how clueless can you be?
Okay, we're gonna do one more, but if you want a part 2, like this video. Spencer has like a list on his phone, so I'm curious to see what the best are.
This is only story number 4 and I saved 10.
Yeah, and there's even more on this forum.
Oh yeah,
so.
this forum's massive.
Yeah,
There's
comment if you want a part 2.
stories for days.
All right, this one's called, Am I in the Wrong for Telling My Pregnant Sister, who's 26, that I won't attend her baby shower unless she changes her invitation list? There's drama already. Oh, he's smiling, he knows. Okay. My sister...
Like, doesn't that title already just sound like red flags?
Yeah, there's
like that already
drama.
just sounds like a Karen.
That does sound like a Karen.
I'm not coming to your baby shower unless this guy doesn't come.
Okay, my sister and her husband just announced that they were expecting their first child, and everyone in the family is overjoyed. They decided to throw a baby shower to celebrate, and I was excited to attend and support them. However, when I saw the invitation list, I realized that my cousin's best friend, John, who I've never met before, was invited.
Keywords right there. Who I've never met before.
Why does she have beef with them?
Keep reading.
Also, who sends, like, I've never, like, when I've gotten invited to baby showers, I've never seen the entire invitation list.
I know.
Maybe she got insider secrets into this. As it turns out, my
She's never met before.
As it turns out, my cousin's friend is child-free and has been vocal about his dislike of children in the past. Now, why is he coming?
Oh, no.
Why is he coming? I mean, I can't imagine how uncomfortable it would be for him to attend a baby shower, and I'm worried that he'll make a negative comment or joke that could upset my sister. Okay, so she's trying to protect your sister because she knows that this guy just doesn't like children. I can see that. I can see that, but like, this is like extreme Karen mode.
Think about it, though.
This is extreme Karen mode.
Yeah. You gotta keep in mind, though.
It's not her baby shower.
This is just something that she heard. She's never met this guy before.
Yeah. And even
How are you supposed to know that that's actually like, that they would be that kind of person?
And even though they don't like kids, doesn't mean they're gonna ruin the whole experience.
Exactly.
They're
it's
just
not
there
like
to
they're
support.
gonna come into the baby shower being like, why'd you have a baby?
Okay, we're only halfway through. I spoke to my sister and told her that I wouldn't attend the baby shower unless she removed John from the invitation list.
That's so extreme.
That is so extra. She thought I was being ridiculous and said that she couldn't uninvite him after he'd already RSVP'd. That is so awkward. Imagine being like, actually, sorry, we don't want you coming.
Yeah.
I held my ground, saying that this is about my comfort level. I thought she wanted about her sister's comfort level, not her comfort level.
Well, it's like,
This ain't her baby shower.
the thing is like, it's the kind of thing where it's like self-interests, like hidden behind a facade of like, oh, I'm looking out for someone else, but really it's
for
like
yourself.
all self-interest.
And that I don't want my anxiety to ruin the celebration. Am I in the wrong for telling my pregnant sister that I won't attend her baby shower unless she changes her invitation list? Update!
This is the freaking wild part.
After showing my sister this post, she decided to uninvite John. Thanks for making her change her mind, everyone. Wait, is everyone? Okay, wait,
No,
let's reveal us.
That's why that's so
Let's reveal
wild.
us. Okay, ready?
Are they in the wrong? 3, 2, 1. Absolutely. Okay, the update thing is wild. She cherry picked something because everybody that
agree
I
with
read
us?
said yes.
What
You're
the-
in the wrong. So whose response did she show her sister saying like, oh, you're being a jerk. You need to uninvite John, that made her change her mind?
Okay, I'm gonna try to find one. Let's just try to find one.
I scrolled down for a while. I didn't see one.
Yeah, everyone's agreeing with literally what we just said.
Exactly. Who, like, the author of this post, like, that's why I thought that was funny, because she's not only so clueless that, like, she doesn't understand that this sounds like a jerk move, but she even, like, screened through the majority just to cherry pick something that agreed, like, someone that agreed with her to show it to her sister, and then claimed that the whole Reddit forum was on her side.
Yeah, I can't even see
How
one.
wild is that?
That is crazy. Wow. These
That is
stories.
like confirmation bias if I've ever heard
These
it.
stories.
Sheesh.
I
Isn't
just
that
wanna- I just want to read the rest now. These are crazy.
Like, to me, it's less about the story and more about like what occurred in the actual Reddit post, and I was like, that's just wild. Who she's never met before.
I know.
She's never met him. And just because he doesn't want to have kids, and maybe he doesn't necessarily like being around kids, that doesn't mean that he can't be a good like person and help somebody celebrate them having a baby.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he's gonna come in through the door and just be like
Smash everything, all the decorations.
grouchy Grinch over the baby shower.
If he wasn't, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have come.
If it was the kind of thing where you have to RSVP, that means that it was his choice to go.
Yeah.
If you would think that he was gonna be Mr. like Negative Nancy at the baby shower, why would he have RSVP'd?
You're so heated over this one.
The author is like so out of it. It's crazy. Anyway,
Let us know. Do you guys agree with what we've said, or do you disagree? Who do you think is in the wrong for each of these scenarios? I'm curious to see your reasoning in the comments. Just breathe. But yeah,
we missed a good one too.
Oh,
There was
part 2.
We should do a part 2 because there was one about a guy and his girlfriend's visa, like her ability to stay in the country. That's all I'll say about it because that one's kind of wild too.
Okay, well,
So if you want to hear that one,
Let us
we can do
know.
a part 2.
I think that'd be so fun. This would be a fun, like, little mini series. Like, oh my gosh. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully this didn't get you too heated. Hope you have a grand rest of your day, and hopefully you stay drama free. Love you! Bye.
Bye.